Welcome to Brunettes Who Bitch, where the sports are hot, the takes are hotter, and we don't hold back because life's too short to sugarcoat anything.
That gets me every time. Okay. We're good?
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. Welcome back to Brunettes Who Bitch, the podcast where we rage about sports, sip iced coffee like it's a personality, and yes, shockingly read. I'm Lauren, and I'm back again with my bitches.
Hey.
Hola.
Today's episode, we're talking beach reads and bench warnings. Because it's June, the NHL and NBA are still dragging their heels to crown a winner, and we've got better things to do, like drag bad off-season behavior and recommend books that hit harder than a playoff check.
We're diving into the sports headlines we're benching, the ones worth actually reading, and because we're well-rounded queens, the real beach reads you need this summer. Plus, we're pairing them with athletes, teams, and stay for the unhinged behavior. Let's bitch. Okay.
That's real.
This is going to be so exciting.
First up, we're going to do...
I think I know who you bring it up.
No, we're going to do beach reads or bench sports headlines that are current headlines and things that are going on in the sports world this week.
Okay.
And the first one I'm doing...
Seattle Mariners.
Well, no.
Damn
we're going
it.
to get there.
Oh.
But that's a good one. I'm benching this one.
Is it?
I thought you meant benching the one that I just said.
No, that's a good one. That one everyone needs to read. I cried over that already.
I cried 3 times today. No,
we're benching the Stanley Cup. It's boring. It happened last year. I don't want to see a repeat of the last year's Stanley Cup finals. Let's just move on to the boy auction.
That's like the NBA when the Warriors and who was it at the time? Warriors and the Cavs? Warriors. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, when it was like a repeat, like 3 years in a row. Yeah, you lost me.
I don't want it. I'm bored
either.
I'm bored.
Move on to the boy auction. I support it.
Boy auction.
Move on to the boy auction.
All right, what else
make
we
it
got?
a little interesting. Go ahead, Sam. You could take the Mariners away.
Okay, because I cried like 3 times because I came across it on TikTok, and of course I've been on Twitter all day and I've been seeing videos and posts about it. So, right, his name is Cole Young, right? Am I remembering correctly? Okay, so Cole Young was in the minors and he got pulled from a game and was called up to the majors to play for the Seattle Mariners, right? And he was like calling his parents. He was all so happy and excited, and his first at bat, right? It was his first at bat? No.
It was the last at bat.
Oh, the last at bat. That's what it was. The last at bat, he hit a walk-off in his first like MLB game ever, and I was like,
immediately read it.
No, my favorite is like watching the videos of like the family's reaction. The entire family was standing up in the stands. Like everyone's sitting behind them, by the way, but they're standing. They're enjoying the game. Oh my God, they started getting so excited. And like the mom on the phone when he got called up, screaming, crying. The father was like, he said like, thank you for trying so hard. And I'm sobbing. I love stories like that. I support
reading that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so read that one.
Yeah.
We want you to read that one. It was really heartwarming.
I literally made that into like a girly, emotional version of that headline. Cole Young gets brought up to the Mariners and hits a walk-off in his last at-bat of the game. Professional.
Read it.
Read it. You know what else I want to read? That the WNBA content is finally getting traction.
Dude, the Liberties content is like top tier. Whoever's like their social media team and like their marketing or whatever else, phenomenal.
We love to see it.
Their graphics, I am like, okay.
I'm going to see what sports headlines are trending in Canada because I don't know. I honestly haven't looked at a single sports headline this week because I've been so busy that I don't. I know that the Knicks fired their head coach.
Bye.
That's all I got for you.
Bye.
You could bench that because we knew it was coming, but
see, I was gonna bench it mainly because like you said, you knew it was coming, but everyone's gonna have mixed feelings about that. People are gonna say, "Oh, he really brought heart back to the team," but there's other people being like, "You got us this far to the playoffs, but yet still no championship." Yeah, I don't know. He had a stacked team. He had the team to do it this year, but
This was the year to do it.
100%.
I feel like I would bench literally every single trending headline right now. I don't think I'd open a single one of these.
Oh, I have one.
Oh boy.
No, the MOB
Is it
with the
was it
sponsoring. Did you hear that headline?
huh?
So the MOB is now like sponsoring a like professional softball league.
Oh,
Yeah. Wait, I have to get the exact headline. It just popped into my head. I totally forgot about it because I was watching Oklahoma play yesterday, and it was probably an insane headline to read because most people like professional softball league is not a thing.
mm-hmm.
Like I think they tried putting it together, but it never got any traction, never got like off the ground. And then when I saw this headline, I think I saw it on LinkedIn. I'm not gonna lie. Wait, I wasn't prepared for this one because my brain just randomly decided to think of this.
That's fine. It happens.
It does. It's all good.
Oh,
Um.
I even scrolled a little further, and like none of these are entertaining. Sportsnet kind of sucks right now with their headlines.
I was gonna say I looked on ESPN, and the only one that I like really could actually resonate with was resonate. I didn't resonate with it. Like feel any like, you know, be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get that. Was the announcement that Barkov won the Selkie.
Yeah.
Why?
Bench it. Bench
Yeah,
it because
it.
Should've
Nico
gone
came in
Nico.
fourth.
Yeah,
Bench
Nico
it.
should
Nico
have
came in
come
fourth.
Fourth place. Fuck off.
Bench it.
Oh, I got it. So the MLB Invest in Athletes Unlimited Softball League. Basically, the Major League Baseball today announced a strategic investment in the Athletes Unlimited Softball League, marking the first of its kind comprehensive partnership with the Women's Professional Softball League. The new Pro Softball League launches its inaugural season with opening day on Saturday, this Saturday,
Woo!
June 7th, with games in Illinois and Kansas.
That's
So
fun.
that's actually really exciting. And the commissioner, Kim, I am going to butcher this name. It's literally NG. She's been in the MLB. She's like very well known. She's like one of the first, I think, general managers of like the MLB or something like that.
Mhm.
She has made a name for herself in the MLB. And now that she's transitioning into like the softball realm and actually helping softball get traction, it's a great time for women's sports, I must say. Really great time.
It is a fantastic time for women's sports.
I'm so excited for that one. I'm actually going to watch it. I don't know if it's going to be on live TV, though, but I hope so.
I hope so. Jumping back
Okay,
to the
hold on.
Mariners really quickly.
Oh, sorry.
They announced yesterday that they're retiring number 51 for Randy Johnson, which joins Ichiro Suzuki, who also has number 51 retired in his honor. So read that because that's so.
I love
Cute.
stuff like that. I really do
I
love
do
stuff
too.
like that.
That stuff's sweet. So I opened TSN to see if they had anything different than Sportsnet trending. And the first one that I saw, which kind of made me laugh, was Brindamore not planning to skip handshake lines moving forward. And I was like, did this man skip a handshake line?
There was like
I actually opened it and I read
Oh.
it. I just read it real quick. I guess him and Paul Maurice did
There's-
not shake hands. It was just the players.
No,
Didn't
so
go
him and
in-
Paul Maurice shook hands, but Paul Maurice said, "Don't join the line. It should just be for the players. The team, the coaches, and all should not be handshaking at the end of this."
Yeah. So that's exactly what this article said. Like I just read through kind of real quick. But I was like, why? It kind of made me laugh though, because if you don't know that, then you're just like, why didn't he go to the handshake line?
Yeah, Maurice told him not to. I don't really understand why, but don't care enough whether coaches do or don't.
No, it doesn't really. Like, it's just a sportsmanship thing, honestly. There's not really anything else on TSN, so Canada's news sucks.
My favorite thing that I just saw, I think a while ago, like this is like not even a headline. It's just like, you know how Twitter loves to troll and someone just goes, wow, New York has gotten so close to getting a ring, but but always falls short. And like the New York Liberty like reposted it and like commented and was just like, hi, we're a New York team. We won last year.
And they're
Oh, as
also
they should.
undefeated.
The same thing happened to Minnesota. There was like this one Twitter account that was like, "Oh, the Minnesota championship drought continues," and people were like, "Minnesota just won the PWHL." Like,
Yeah, like
what?
women's
And they're
sports
like,
count.
"Oh, well, we weren't referring to that," and it's like,
They're also
okay.
sports. What do you mean you weren't referring to that?
Yeah,
When you say Minnesota sports or Minnesota championship drought with not saying like, oh, men's championship drought, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Don't
Yeah,
want
Yeah,
to
the
more
women would very
specific.
much like to be excluded from that narrative. Thank you, because
Yeah.
they actually did win the championship. But thank you. Next.
Thank
Wait, Ariana Grande reference too.
That's I started singing that. Thank you. Next.
I wonder what's trending on Twitter for sports.
A lot of
Nothing.
things.
See
No,
if there's
I
any
have
fun stuff.
my Twitter is all Mets stuff. Granted, I am a diehard Mets fan, but like the Mets playing the Dodgers right now in two of the best. Like we're first in like both of our divisions, and having the best record in the MLB and stuff like that. It's
Did
I-
you guys beat them yesterday?
yes, we did.
Thank you.
Yes, we did on an Alvarez. I think it was Alvarez. No, Alvarez got a double to get us in, and I think who hit the walk off? I was sleeping. It was at 1 o'clock in the morning. By the way, I went to 10 innings, so I'm sorry. I'm not staying up.
Me.
I was not staying up, but I do know that they did bring up Mauricio today because Vientos got hurt running down at first base after a ground ball like earlier in the game last night.
Ouch.
Yeah. He like it was like a hamstring strain. So he's like 10 days on the IL. They brought up Mauricio because he's been in rehab, like hitting bombs. So maybe it will work out the way it's supposed to.
My tea got cold and it's kind of gross now, just in case anybody was curious.
Ooh, maybe I'll have a cup of tea. I, for the longest time, like a month ago, could not fall asleep without a cup of tea, and I haven't had tea in so long now. So, thank you.
I've been drinking it like a
It's so
psychopath the last couple
good. It's
days.
so good though.
I don't like
It is.
tea.
It's very good.
I like iced tea, but I don't like hot
too.
tea.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't like iced tea, but I like hot tea.
Well, granted, I don't like hot drinks. Like hot chocolate's like a different type of beverage, but like hot coffee, don't care how cold it is outside, I'll still have an iced coffee. Same thing with iced tea.
I don't drink iced coffee, but I drink iced beverages year round, and I think maybe that's where it like
This is my
equilibrium
little
is like, okay, you're
moderation.
gonna like hot tea more than you like iced tea. Unless it's one of those peach flavored iced teas that you get at one of those like whole meal restaurants and all that. Oh, those are good. Those are good.
That's funny.
Anyways,
What else we got for
Talking about
sports
iced
headlines?
tea. I don't know. Do we have anything else for headlines?
Wait,
I
I
don't
thought you
think
said
so.
speaking of iced tea as if
Yeah,
you were
sorry,
gonna,
I said something
thought-
about headlines, but
I thought you were gonna go start into like a whole spiel about iced tea, as in like the character from Law and Order, or yeah, the character from Law and Order.
so did I.
Yes.
I
met
don't have
him.
anything, so
Fun fact, I met him. He's the nicest guy on the planet.
I love that.
He gives
wait.
off that vibe.
This actually just got posted 24 minutes ago, so I'm adding this to the headlines that I am not benching, and I think it's actually pretty cool that
Summary,
There-
go.
what summary?
I think-
Yes. So McConnell siblings, one's in the WNBA, one's in the NBA. One got signed to the Mercury on June 3rd, and on June 5th is the first NBA Finals where her brother is participating in it. So
Hey, I'd read that one.
Read it.
yeah, it says
I'm not
Megan signed
bending
with the
that.
Mercury. It says Megan signed with the Mercury, where her brother TJ will play in his first NBA Finals.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Good job, guys.
I really hope for that vibe in the future for my future kids. Please and thank you. Thank you very much.
Right.
Same.
Okay, we got anything else going on in the sports world, or are we moving on?
I feel like we can move
I
on.
think of anything.
Wait. The NBA finals.
Oh
We
yeah.
talked about the Stanley Cup Finals. How are we benching or reading the NBA Finals?
I'm benching. I think
As
it's
a
pretty
New
cool,
Yorker, I'm benching it.
but I do
As
think
a
it's cool that they are having their
sports
first ever
fan.
championship.
As a sports fan, I'm reading it because it's whoever wins, it's their first.
I really want OKC to win just because of my brother, like, because he's a fan of them. So I'm like, woo, go Thunder.
I was gonna say, what are the two teams? I know it's the Pacers and
Pacers and the
Oakland
Thunder.
City Thunder.
Yeah.
where did I
I'm
see
fine with them winning.
Timberwolves from? Is that a team?
You what?
I'm fine with them winning.
I want the Thunder to win.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'm down with the Thunder because it's just not the Pacers.
Yep.
I hope both teams have fun.
Exactly.
See, I hope Pacers win because Caitlin Clark was rooting for them, and I feel like I trust her judgment.
We stand with Cece.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's
I
she's
support
nice.
it.
Which I actually have. She's gonna be mentioned in my thing.
Dude, I
Play.
tried it. I was very wait. Dang it, me and you. I'm really curious to see what you used.
I
I'm
guess we
not,
should move
like, I'm
on.
not super proud of mine. I literally was like going through all my books, and I was like, yeah.
I went through my top 2 series on like what really got me freaking hooked that I can read again and again, never get bored of it. So
Okay.
They say
So-
some of these books like I haven't even read. It's just like recommendations that my friends have told me about. I'm like, okay, let me look up the summary, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Here's how this works. We each came up with 2 books. We're reading, read, whatever. And we're pairing them with an athlete that the book reminds us of. I know that some of us picked the same athlete, and I want to know what books we picked because none of us told each other before doing this right now.
I would just like to say 3 out of the 4 of us picked the same athlete.
I actually considered changing mine. I haven't decided which one I'm going to use yet. So
Because when we
Okay,
were
but
writing
you
in the
need to still tell us
I'll still
because
tell you
now
what
we
the
need
book
to
was,
know.
and I'll tell you it's still the same book. I just thought of a different athlete that kind of fits it, like in a different way. So, like, I haven't decided which one I'm actually going to use yet. This is a
As,
game time decision, guys.
I'm sitting in
So
my
I
phone.
was gonna do that too, but then I just picked a new athlete in another book, and I was like, yeah.
I'm like sitting reading the group chat and everyone's mentioning the same name. I'm like, are you guys okay?
Well, I am obsessed with him.
Yes, Ashley.
Me too.
Honestly, I expected Ashley to physically go through all of her books to make sure she found a character that matched the specific athlete. I was
not
doesn't
surprised.
I
was
think
pretty
they
It
match
shocked
him
me that
perfectly.
I thought of
Okay, so then you start.
Yeah,
No,
Yeah, you start.
yeah, girl. You never go first.
I know. I don't want to. Okay.
What if we all say the book title and then afterwards we reveal who the athlete is?
So, sure. My first book is The Score
Such a good one.
by Elle Kennedy.
Such a good one.
Sing.
That is a good one.
And my athlete. Or should I give you the reasons why he's my athlete before I tell you he's my athlete?
Give the reasons and then the athlete. I say we should.
Yeah, yeah. see if you guys can guess who the athlete is before we say it.
So, Dean De Laurentiis
Mm-hmm.
is hot in a hoodie. And this athlete is also hot in a hoodie. Both blonde, both flirty, but they have that charming, low-key, lovable vibe.
Look, I'm just watching Katie's face.
I went with a
Anyone?
completely different book.
I'm so curious
I.
as to why. But tell me you don't see it.
I see it. I
100%
see it.
see it. Yeah.
I see it.
I
So-
think because I don't want to say anything without revealing the athlete that this is about. It's just
Please, if
The
anyone actually
sport.
listens to this and knows Ashley, knows exactly who this athlete is.
it was just a different sport. So that's why I was like, oh, that doesn't really fit. But
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
if we get rid of that aspect and then just can focus on Dean's
Yeah, I
personality,
yeah.
total match.
I wasn't
For sure.
focusing on like, oh, this sport is hockey, but this person plays this. I was kind of focusing on,
Characteristics.
oh, he reminds me of this person kind of to a T.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny.
Yeah. So, I don't know, you guys want to tell your books for
I just say
this
we can tell
athlete?
our books, and then if
Yeah.
nobody's guessed it by the end of it, Lauren, do you want to go next or?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go
I
next.
don't have anything for this athlete, so y'all go. I'll go last.
Okay, so this is actually the book that I was kind of flip-flopping like which athlete I was going to pick, but I'll use him because we had this whole lead up. The other one I'll make an honorable mention later. So the book that I picked because I love it is The Spanish Love Deception.
Oh,
And
I almost used that book too.
even though like technically it's all based around like Spain and all that stuff, but in my opinion, Aaron Blackford and this athlete are very, very similar. First, you have like the literal like physicality that is very similar. They're both very polished and understated. They kind of like sometimes understated, but and they have that tall, like dark brooding appeal in my opinion. And then you add in the fact that Aaron isn't loud or flashy, and I feel like this athlete also is not. He is very like he's very well like media trained. And he just kind of like observes and listens and then kind of like carries that in his interviews and stuff like that. So I felt like he really fit Aaron very well.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I guess we can go on to my book, which I chose The Fine Print by Lauren Asher.
Oh!
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
just because I was like, I can't even remember the main character's name, but I just remember like this rich, mysterious guy. And like I'm like, that gives off the same exact vibe. But like the rich, mysterious
That's such
guy
a
ends
good
up
book
being,
too.
like, this little softie for like this one specific person, and I'm like, yeah, I get that vibe from him.
That's such a good book
That's
though. Like
actually
if you
him,
haven't
yeah.
read it, read it.
It's so good.
I think everyone's reaction in this entire chat right now is like, "Oh, that makes the most sense."
All three
That's
books
him.
were good.
We did a good job.
I like how like one went with like, "Oh, he looks good in a hoodie." Then the other one goes, "Yeah, like his demeanor, he's very like well put together. He's like rich, but you wouldn't know." And the other one's just like it's all three different scenarios. It's actually kind of hysterical.
But it all makes sense.
But they all make
No,
sense.
yeah, they definitely do. It's actually
They
really
all
funny.
match.
So anyway, if you haven't guessed by now, the athlete we were picking is Joe Burrow.
Can we put like a pop up of his face on the screen because
We totally should.
like an explosion of Joe Burrow's face.
I'll make it work.
I feel like it fit
Joey
well.
B. Okay, Samantha, you want to give us one of yours now?
Okay. Honestly, both my books are kind of current, and I actually just like read them recently just because I'm weird. One of them is actually trending, Fourth Wing, Empyrean series, Rebecca Yarros. I'm sorry. I got Ashley hooked on this, by the way. I will say Ashley was never into fantasy. She was like, I love Harry Potter. I don't want to read anymore. I told her to read it, and ever since then, she's more hooked than I am. The end. Anyway, so the guy that I chose for this, I wanted to match like what his character is because I know it was supposed to come out as a TV show and all that stuff. So I literally tried to make sure that it matched or somewhat matched the character's characteristics. So that's one, which is like not darkish skin, but like tannish skin, dark hair, muscular features, strong build, yada yada. But like personality wise, is like he was the son of a rebellion, so like of a father who created rebellion, so like Xaden Ryerson. He became responsible for all the marked ones, right? And he's not easily liked, and he's considered rebellious just because of the mark, another rebellion, another riot being caused. And I'm so sorry for anyone who's not reading Fourth Ring right now. I'm just ruining it all for you. But the reason why I also chose this
Disclaimer,
athlete,
we talk about Fourth Wing in this episode.
oh yeah, the reason why I chose this guy is because I looked it up and I had to see if he had any kind of like rebellious nature behind him to physically match him. And it said his willingness to challenge the norms and earned him notoriety and a degree of controversy just because he wore specific cleats. I was like, okay. I mean, just by that sentence alone, it just screams Zayden because challenging the norms. He was a marked one. He didn't believe anything that Basgaiath was going through, that he had to start something else, like start his own riot and vice versa, got everyone else, built his own built his own army, essentially, because he didn't want to pursue anything else in here. So now, who is it? And fuck Philly. I'm sorry. Jalen Hurts.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I've never read the book, so I have no thoughts.
It makes
because
sense.
the only reason
His
why
demeanor makes sense.
just because I love Fourth Wing. I can talk about it forever. I had to find, this is the one character that I was sitting down. I'm like, I have to figure out who the fuck I'm gonna match this with. I was going through players in my head, even Mets players, and I'm like, no one's really matching it because Mets players are all goofy. Like it's not making any sense. Tried hockey players, no. Then I was like, football. And I was like, oh. And that's when I came across Jalen Hurts, especially with him being on Philly, who really does challenge the norms because fuck Philly.
Valid.
Yeah.
I support it. It's a good choice.
I just wish he had longer hair, then he really would have fit the picture.
Yes.
But other than that, that's kind of where I went. That's where my brain went. I think you said something in the chat today that finally made it click for me, and I had to put it really quick together. So that's kind of why it sounded very sloppy coming out. But
Happy to help.
thanks. No, you gave me a leg up because I was trying so hard to find someone that was close to Zayden.
Yeah, but you did good. I support it.
Oh, thanks. Once
You're
again,
welcome.
fuck Philly. Third time's a charm.
It will always be fuck Philly.
Definitely.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, who wants to go with their second?
You go, because we're going in a
Oh, I
circle
go. Oh, are we?
here.
Mhm.
That's
I don't know. I
fine.
got distracted.
Today.
Okay. So, I finished reading a book this morning, and
Oh, I know what book it is.
it's not this book. It's the other book. The book I read this morning is going to be on all of your summer TBRs because it was phenomenal. The entire series is one of my favorite series,
Yeah, I know what book it is.
but we're talking about The Right Move, actually. And Ryan Shea.
Did you
who
manage
is-
to match an athlete to Ryan Shea?
I did.
Damn!
What can I stop real quick? What kind of genre is it?
It's
Sports
a
romance.
sports romance.
So good.
Elle
It's
Kennedy,
Truly so
huh?
good.
Let me. It's not Elle Kennedy.
I
It
know, I
is,
know.
Liz Tomford, I think.
Yeah.
Liz Tomford. It's so much more than a sports romance, though. Like,
Truly.
it's really deep and really emotional, and you will cry. I cried.
I cried during
It's such
Fourth
a good
Wing,
book.
so
It's
I
so
cried during
good.
Fourth too.
I cried during all
Anyway.
the books I read. If I don't cry, it's
So-
not real.
Are you ready for this? Because you're going to be able to guess who it is.
Yeah.
So, Ryan Shea is a leader who leads quietly by example and not by ego. He is very team first oriented, always composed, extremely protective of those he cares about, but very soft.
I immediately already have a guess.
Is it a Devils player?
It is a Devils player.
Yeah, I know who
know
it
it.
is.
Are we
It's
allowed
Nico
to guess?
Heater.
I knew it!
I knew it. After
Come
the
on.
first line, I was
So-
like,
Yeah,
that's
literally.
Nico. It was literally
Ryan
Nico.
Shea, if he was Swiss, would be Nico Heischer.
Yeah.
Arguably,
I haven't even read
yeah.
the book, and I agree.
I told myself there's no
We
way I
literally
should
had
getting
this
through this whole.
conversation.
I said there's no way that Ash is going through this whole episode by not mentioning a Devils player.
Are
Yeah.
you proud of me for not naming a Yankee? Because I have a runner-up who is Anthony Volpe, and it is better than the movies.
Better than the movie.
Ooh, you know what? Yeah.
Interesting.
That was a good movie. Or good movie. Good book. Jesus. Someone fix my brain.
So that's my runner-up. But those are my
Nice.
books and my athletes.
Those are good choices. Honestly, those fit very well.
Yeah.
I support it.
I
support
fear
it.
I tried to like stray away from hockey players, but
I
didn't
picked
do
a hockey
very
player
well.
for my next book, but it's not a Devils player.
Ooh, I'm
That's a
intrigued.
switch
Go ahead.
up. I love that.
I tried like not to make it a Devils player. Ashley knows who it is though, so she's not allowed to say because I texted her about it. So the second book that I picked is The Risk by Elle Kennedy.
Oh, such a good one. Sorry.
And so Jake Connolly is the lead in that book, right? He is a confident, talented hockey captain, but he's not cocky. Very respectful, very loyal, and very emotionally mature. So the athlete that I picked to match him is very, very similar. He has subtle swagger, which we love, and seems very mature and driven, like beyond his age and beyond his years, which is very impressive. And he just kind of carries himself like very, very well, and he has a good head on his shoulders. So I feel like it fit Jake and this like book very well, in my opinion. Jake also runs around with like that hockey boyfriend energy, and I feel like this athlete does as well, like 100%. When I think of like a hockey boyfriend, he is what I think of.
Wait, like I had a player in mind, but now okay, wait. Eastern or Western Conference?
Western.
Like my brain is screaming Quinn Hughes.
No,
No.
it's not Quinn Hughes. Sam, do you have a
hoping not
guess?
too much. Okay, wait. Is he is he blonde or brunette?
Is he blonde or brunette?
I
I'm
don't know
sorry.
how that's going to help you.
I was gonna say I don't even know why I asked. I don't think that's gonna help me narrow it down.
I really don't think that's going to help you, but he is a brunette.
Am I
What
aware
division?
of this player?
What?
Am I?
What division?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know. Hold on. I
And
can't ever
is he a
remember.
captain or?
I can't even remember what. Central Division. There you go.
Shit.
She narrowed it down to 5, 6 teams?
And no,
16.
he's not the captain. So like that's the only like not like the same as
I
Jake.
can't even remember who's in the Central Division. It's not. Oh my god. Never mind. I don't want to.
Sam, do you have a guess or no?
You know me. I'm not like a hockey person. I only know
Okay.
the Devils players because you guys talk about them like so much. I know the
I didn't
Rangers
know if maybe
players
you would know like a
because
handful. So
no, I only
was
know
like,
Rangers, and then obviously I know Ovechkin because Ovechkin broke a record. That's
well,
besides
yes.
the point. But
The athlete that I picked is Brock Faber.
I would not have guessed that. That makes total sense.
It makes such sense. Like it's perfect.
Yeah.
My runner up for that was Trevor Zegras because he also kind of fits it, but I liked Brock Faber better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Valid.
See, I had a couple of backup options for myself in case anybody else had these same athletes. And so I don't know which one I want to do. So maybe I'll have an honorable mention. And so this next one, the book I chose was Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I haven't
almost
read
picked that
this
book.
yet.
I
but
almost
I
picked
have
that
heard
book.
incredible things. I've done so many like TikTok spoils for myself. But basically the chaotic energy, lovable, he's still maturing into like, fan favorite. This is what, based off of like TikTok, the main character is like a grumpy but guarded but like like sweet person underneath. And I said, who do I know that is like this. And I immediately was like, this is Jack Hughes. Like, I don't know why. I immediately was just like, this is Jack Hughes. Because, like, to everyone in the public, he's like, yeah, I fucking hate being here. But then you put him in front of a child, and he's like, hey. And I'm like, yeah,
That's actually, you know what? At first, I was kind of like, wait, what? But yeah, with that explanation,
Right?
it checks out.
Exactly. Thank you.
That was a choice.
Yeah.
God.
I can't wait to mention my honorable mention because you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck?
Okay, but I support this one. Anyway,
Right.
read that book. That's on your summer TBR. It's so good.
That's a very good book. That entire series is very good.
I've heard such good things about it. Sorry, I
think-
put hair in my mouth.
My book, Ashley's gonna
third one
say
is
she
my
absolutely
favorite one.
hated it because she couldn't finish it.
What?
You're gonna hate the series that I'm gonna mention next from my character, my player, because you're gonna be like,
Hello,
"Ugh."
Tar.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yay.
See,
I'm sad.
she said
I'm
that.
sad.
Yeah, at least someone else appreciates Akatar in here. The fuck? I
I
hope you
couldn't
know.
get through the first book. I'm sorry.
You have
The first book
actually
is the
push-
worst one. You
Yes,
gotta get
it
to
is
the
the
rest
worst
of them.
one
I
because
can't
the
get
end,
through it. I can't.
dude, the end of the
Girl.
first book really ties in the entire series. And honestly, I will say the only book that took me forever to read was the last one when it goes to like Nesta and whatever the fuck she was dealing with.
I just know that last book was like porn.
1000%. But you know she's coming up with this like a spin-off of that book.
Yes.
I'm actually kind of excited about it.
Anyways.
I've never read this one either.
Okay. So, little backstory, Akatar is like a 6-series book, whatever it is. And Sarah J. Maas, by the way, Ashley hates it. We all know this. She tells me this all the time. She's like, I can't fucking stand it. Okay, whatever. So, I'm basing my character off of the main female lead, Favorite Archerton.
Ooh.
And I wanted to give my girl some love. And the reason why I chose Feyre is, I think I'm saying her name right. I'm remembering the pronunciation in the book that it gave us. It was like Feyre. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I think I'm following it right. Okay. So basically her journey throughout the entire series of Akatar is about her dealing with like a new world and how each event through each chapter in each series have shaped her from like being dragged into the Fey realm to going to Under the Mountain to becoming a Fey herself, the Dark Lord, all that stuff. So I'm like, you know what? She kind of reminds me of Caitlin Clark.
Mhm.
I knew that was coming.
They're
The
both
only
bad
reason
bitches.
why, and again, I think I'm pretty, like, again, this is me. I talk about Caitlin Clark pretty much almost every single freaking podcast that we do because I think this girl deserves all the fucking credit that she has done.
Mhm.
But like from the get-go, like she was told that she's going to get a reality check when she enters the WNBA, yet she was the rookie of the year and she was breaking records and all that shit. She entered a whole new world, and every single game, every single event, she always handled herself with poise, and she has grown up, she has matured, she has developed extremely well as a player, especially in her second year, despite her having a quote-unquote injury, whatever. She still is holding herself to a standard that I feel like matches Feyre in how she handled herself throughout the entire series.
Mhm.
You know, like, because Feyre is one strong and badass girl. Like, especially by like the fourth book.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying. But yeah, if you're not Ashley, who is not a hater on Akatar, I suggest that you give that book a read. I will say, A Court of Thorn and Roses, no, A Throne of Glass, I couldn't freaking read. I tried. Could not get into it.
I love A Court of Mist and Fury is the best book.
Yeah,
I literally DNF'd Akotar, and it's the reason I refused to pick up Fourth Wing for months.
yeah. But like,
I haven't picked either one of them up, and I probably never will.
But like what I've noticed with a lot of books lately is that, especially when it's a brand new start to a series that's going to be like 6 to 7 books, the first book is always going to be the hardest because he or she, I don't know what Arthur is, has to really set the tone and the plot with the characters and building their like their descriptions and their personalities and like the setting. It sucks. I understand it sucks, but
I mean, that is fair, but there's also been some series, like if you think about like the Twisted series, or even like so I'm reading the Kings of Sin series right now, and she doesn't like Anna Huang, I think I said that right. I don't actually know
Huang.
how to pronounce her name, but I've always said Huang. Like the very first series that she put out, it's called like I think it's called If Love or something like that. That one was a little tough, but like the Twisted series and the Kings of Sin series didn't really do that.
that's fair.
She just kind of has like the characters sort of interwoven into all of the books, and then you don't have to do that, so it makes it a much easier read.
Yeah, that's fair. That's like the book Quicksilver. Did anyone read that yet? Yeah, that's like that book. It like immediately the first chapter you read it, action. I'm like, was not expecting that. Wasn't like there is a sunrise over the mountain and so woke up. No, it's more so like
I just got hit by a bus.
Yeah, no, like immediate, like battling for her life.
Amazing.
That's what that book got me so hooked really quickly. But it did take me a little bit longer to read.
Good times.
Want to do a quick little rapid fire of what is on our summer TBRs and what should be on your summer TBR?
Yeah.
Sure.
I gotta go through my Goodreads. Hold on.
Literally same.
I am going to start with the Windy City series.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Rewind It Back came out like last week.
Yep.
I read it this morning. So everyone knows like Ryan Shea is my standard. I've been saying it forever. Noah Riley, I'm in love with Noah Riley. No one can compare to him. Ryan Shea was my top tier, and Rio took Ryan's spot, and I never thought that would happen. So read that book. Read all 5 of those books. They're so good.
I support it. Those are good choices.
Those are The Love Hypothesis. It's my other
yes
beach. That's one of my favorite beach reads.
I was about to say, wait, you haven't read that, but
I reread it literally every summer.
That's
as you should.
Do you want to know something so funny? I almost chose an athlete to be for that book, but then I decided against it.
Which athlete?
Couldn't even tell you. I was like, literally, I had it in my hand, and I was like, yeah, I could figure something out with this. I couldn't figure anything out for that book, but I found, this was my honorable mention. Sidney Crosby, Love Theoretically. I was like going through, I was like, we're trying to remember the book because it's been like 2 or 3 years since I've read it, and I'm like, yeah, like if I remember correctly, the male interest in the book was like really private and all that, and I'm like, that is giving Crosby and his relationship with his girlfriend of like forever.
That fits actually very well.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wait, can we just really quickly, because you mentioned about an honorable mention. I had an honorable mention, but I really tried so hard to pair it with a player, and I physically could not do it because the character throughout the book, and it's an Elle Kennedy book. It's from the Graham Effect, her most recent release from that series.
That book is so
Luke
good.
Ryder. I tried so hard to figure out who to pair it with, but I could not find anyone that matched like his persona, if that makes sense. Like he's very strong exterior, doesn't let people in easily, is not very vulnerable. And I'm like, oh no. I sat here maybe like for an hour before we started doing this, trying to figure it out. Couldn't get anything.
That's a tough one.
That like Kate, you're really pondering.
No, because I'm literally like I'm like, I don't think anyone could be Garrett Graham. Or
that's valid. Yeah.
like
no one could be Garrett Graham, but like we're gonna be his daughters.
Couldn't be Luke, couldn't be. There are certain people in that series where you're like, yeah, no one compares. And you want to try to make a comparison, but you just can't.
That's like, yeah, I feel like that entire book, I physically, or series, I should say, could not make a comparison because I physically could not be like, no, I don't know. I couldn't just pair them. I feel like I need to personally know these players in order to say, yes, you are Garrett Graham.
Right.
I also think that's why I went out of hockey
True.
when I ended up with Joe Burrow as Dean.
That's
Honestly,
real.
wait.
See, that makes sense. I think because my knowledge of athletes in other sports is so limited, I'm like, I have no fucking clue who I would pick for these people.
All right, wait.
Waiting.
Josh Allen.
Okay, wait. Wait.
Yes.
No, because
Yes.
I see it.
Mainly
Oh my
because
god.
of him and Hailey Steinfeld and how he is with her. And I'm like,
Yes. No, it makes sense.
That fits. I support that. That's an
I did
honorable
it.
mention I can get
Honorable
behind.
mention. Josh Allen. Teamwork makes the dream work. Thank you.
Let's go. See, I
Thanks for coming
wanted
out,
to
folks.
find a
That's all
book
this
that had to
week.
do with Josh Allen, and then I would completely forgot.
Which I'm okay. Can I be honest with you? I'm not surprised about everyone besides me choosing Joe Burrow, but I'm very surprised that no one did Josh Allen.
That's
See,
valid.
The thing is, when I was like, oh, I can just find a different athlete that is like the same, I considered doing Josh Allen, but I'm like, he doesn't give off the same vibe. Like,
I just think the way that
Joe-
he is with Haley and how he is on the field, I'm like, okay, this guy's like
Yeah.
tough exterior, good
Right.
quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
I think I just don't see a lot of stuff on Joe Burrow other than him like having like one of those smoldering faces and TikTok edits and all that. Whereas like the Josh Allen videos I see, he's like, so he did good. Oh, you know.
Oh,
I
he
love
did
how
good.
that's what
Oh,
Kate's
he did
perception of
good.
Joe Burrow is. A smolder on TikTok.
That's literally
Let's
all
be
I know
real,
about him.
yeah.
I'm like he gets a lot of TikTok edits posted about him.
He's very private. He has insane fashion sense. I want his
Literally.
jeans, but they're $12,000.
Right?
No, thank you. My
Those
jeans
the
are
ones
from
that you saw
Amazon.
last season that we were talking about.
Yes, I was buying his jeans. They're like ripped hearts. I'm making them for myself because I'm not
Make
spending
me a pair, too.
$12,000 on
Yo,
them.
Amazon, $12 jeans. Only jeans that actually fucking fit me.
I felt your pain.
But yeah, okay. Any other books to read
To read. Wait.
for this summer?
For the
yeah,
summer.
the Windy City series is a good one. I'm
So,
trying to think of something that's a
for-
sports romance series. So I'm trying to think of something that's like not. Ooh, anything Elsie Silver. If you like the like small town cowboy romances, those books are so good. I fly through them.
I have a couple of those books on my TBR.
I'm going self-help really quick. Read The Let Them Theory by
Yes.
Mel Robbins. Read it.
Yes.
I'm still reading that one.
Well, I know you
been in
stopped
such a
to read
reading
something
slump
else.
recently because
I haven't read that one yet.
I started binge watching a TV show. So, but I finished that. So back to reading.
Also, one other one that I have. If you like a little bit of like mystery, I guess, mixed with romance, the Haven Brothers series by Claire Kingsley is very good and has a little bit of that like mystery kind of like seeped into it. If you don't just want something like lighthearted and fluffy, you want something that has a little bit of like thought provoking to it, that's a very good series.
Well, I have one for fantasy lovers, aka that's all I fucking read because it's the only thing that actually keeps me alive. I
Couldn't
get
be
bored.
me.
But I get bored with like let's say the L. Kennedy books. It's so repetitive. You can figure out like what's gonna happen at the end. Oh no, something happened in the middle where he possibly cheated or he
There's
didn't
always a
agree.
third act
Then
breakup.
at the
always.
end they get back together. Surprise!
Always
Like
let me tell you, the score
okay, I agree. Like
broke
some
the third wall when I was reading that one.
there are
Literally
some
looked up,
times
I went, what?
like it does drag you in just by the way like she's like writing. I get it, but it's so predictable that I got so sick of it that I was like, you know what? Let me get into a different genre. So I am on a full-blown fantasy kick right now. So the next book that's on my Goodreads right now, it's The Kingdom of Shadows and Wings by Nina Frost. And the description, literally, it's like given 5 stars. It says the most addictive romantic fantasy of 2025, an intoxicating love story that will keep you reading until dawn. Happened various times with Fourth Wing and Akatar, so I'm ready to rock and roll after the current series I'm reading.
Okay, I'm gonna give my recommendation for a fantasy. I mean, it's been like 3 years since I've read this series, but this series single-handedly is like what turned me into a reader, because me and my friend were like, oh, let's go to Barnes and Noble and buy a book. I bought the book and I read it in a day, and then there was 2 other books that was in the series. Regardless, the Folk of Air trilogy, oh, like The Cruel Prince.
Oh, that's on my
It's-
Goodreads.
It's so good. It's so good. Like,
My Goodreads. Wait,
there's, like when a character is like hates everyone but that person. Oh my god, Carter Greenbrier. You, please.
wow.
Mood.
Yes. Like, I
I
don't
just
want to
thought
say
of-
anything because I don't want to spoil it, but there's, oh my god. I
She's
just need
such
to
a
give some
mood.
background. Okay, like Sam kind of went on a tangent for Fourth Wing and kind of revealed some stuff. But anyways, so
It's all right.
in this
The
series,
eyebrows.
in this series, these Fae, like one of the things that is like their thing is they can't lie. And so there's this one scene where somebody's like, "Are you gonna tell me how hideous I look tonight?" And he's like, "I can't." Oh my god! Sorry. I just needed to. Ooh, he's so good. 10
I
out
thought
of
of
10 recommend. Please read it. It's so good.
Wait,
I
what's
thought
this?
one more
What's the
series
series
I want
name?
to put out
I
there.
wanna-
It's called the Folk of Air trilogy, but it's like the first book is The Cruel Prince,
Oh, okay. Yeah. I have that.
and then I think it goes Queen of Nothing and Wicked King. Or
I feel like that was just on my TikTok. Why? I don't know,
It's
but it was.
so good. It's so good.
Yeah,
It's
no.
Never
actually
get over
on
that
my
series.
TBR.
Yeah,
It's-
that's on mine too. Because I have to like double check because I put books on my Goodread, like of the want to read section, that I
Mhm.
forget are there until I actually go into it. I'm like, interesting.
I do the same thing.
No, it's so good. I want to reread it so bad, but I have other books that I need to read first.
Same. I have a whole to be read shelf.
Yeah,
It's very
I
bad.
actually just joined a book club, and it's like of all these people that I went to high school with, and then some, and like this list of books that they put are like all like where's the romance? Where's the fantasy? These are all like science novels.
I just joined
And,
one at
like-
work and it's the same thing. And I'm like, rip.
I'm like, they asked for like recommendations for it, and I was putting like all these different romance novels, and then I'm going through and there's like The Great Gatsby and
Oh, good book.
Frankenstein and Pride and Prejudice, which,
Classic.
classic.
Classics.
But I haven't, and fun fact, I've never actually read Pride and Prejudice, but I've read a murder mystery version of it called Pride and Premeditation, and that was fantastic. I loved it.
Interesting. That's a
It was
spinoff.
so good.
That's like Pride and Prejudice and Zombies,
Yeah.
where it's literally Pride and Prejudice, but with zombies.
Yeah, so like I've basically read it, but she was solving a murder in it. So
It makes it more interesting.
exactly. There's
I
a
am-
book by the same author that I have too.
I am a firm believer in reading classics, though. Anyone can attest to this. You need to read classics. You need to be well versed in literature.
Harry Potter.
No,
No.
the Catcher in the Rye. My favorite book of all time, and I hated this book in high school, is The Catcher in the Rye. I read it once a year.
See, all the books that I was like forced to read down my throat back in like elementary school, I can't read. And Catcher in the Rye is one of them.
I had to read it in high school and I hated it. I had to read it again in college and I ended up loving it. And now I
Because
literally
your
read
brain
it.
like got more mature and can actually comprehend what the fuck is going on in the book.
Yeah,
That's
it
one
makes
I've never
sense
read.
now. Well, you're gonna read it. Tuesdays with Maury. Not a beach read because you will cry. but a
I
great
cry
read.
in any book that I read. Let's be real.
Anything by him though, by Mitch Albom is amazing. So like, just pick up one of his books, please.
Like, I think we were on a plane to Orlando last year, and I was reading. I forgot what fucking series I was reading. It was like a random vampire one, and something happened, and I started crying mid plane. And Matt's like, "Are you fucking crying?" I go, "Yeah, it's okay. Just look away. It's okay."
Just look away. It's all good.
And I wasn't even at the end of the book. That was only book 2. I was like, "What the fuck is book 3 gonna be like?"
Oh God.
Which I also read that book earlier this year because the 3rd book came out, and now I'm really upset I have to wait till 26 for the next one.
I felt that.
Okay.
I have one more book series that's very, very good. It's not a romance book series. So if you're looking for romance, don't pick this up. It's probably not a beach read either, but the Eddie Flynn series by Steve Kavanaugh is one of the best like mystery series that I've ever read. My mom and I immediately have them as soon as they're available, and we read them in like one sitting because they're so good.
I say any read could be a beach read, honestly.
I 100%
I mean,
would say get the Eddie Flynn books and read them because they're they're
did
super good.
I did read Verity by Colin Hoover.
That's the only Colleen Hoover book I like.
I started that oddly enough on a beach, and I read the first sentence and I said, "What the fuck?"
Yep, that's the first fucking Colleen Hoover book that I like. I did not like the whatever other ones. I could not do it. I physically was
Yeah.
nope, not for me.
It
lot
ends
of
with us
her-
is very triggering.
Didn't see the
Yeah.
movie, didn't see nothing. But then Veridity, I'm reading it and I'm texting Ashley and I'm going, "What in the fucking fuck is wrong with her brain?"
Are you
Yeah.
team manuscript though or team letter?
Oh.
Hard
but
hitting questions.
Here's the real question. Did you go and read the extra chapter in the gold edition?
I don't have the gold edition. I just have the random edition.
You can't answer honestly. Then you need to go to Target and go read it.
Oh, give me an excuse to go to Target. Fine.
Just go read
I
that
own the gold version.
one chapter.
You can find it on Reddit.
Probably.
You can find it on Reddit. That's where I read it.
I want to know if it'll
Honestly,
change
so
your
like
mind.
if I had to choose just by like reading it without the extra chapter, I would be manuscript as of right now. As of right now. But I don't know. Now you guys make me
I
second. I don't know.
still feel like I'm team manuscript after all. Because, like, if you read the letter versus the manuscript, you're like, okay, that means that there's some twisted part of your fucking brain that came up with all this.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, and that's what I said about her the entire freaking book. I go, what the fuck is wrong with her? I honestly was reading those at night before I went to bed, and I got to a point I'm like, I cannot do this. I
I read it in like 10 hours.
I started
literally
creeping
flew
myself
through that
out.
book.
I've read a fair number of Colleen Hoover books, but I've gotten through all the ones that are actually interesting, and then the rest of them are just like the same story in a different font. But there was one book of hers that I read called Layla.
I haven't read that one yet.
I read it in a day, like less than a day.
How fucked was your brain?
I was like, I just made this whole thing up. I had to have, because what the fuck did I just read?
I haven't read that one yet. Should
I
I mean,
yes. I was listening to it in the car with my aunt driving home from Florida. And we got to her house with like maybe 10 minutes left in the book. And we literally sat in the car for an hour after we drove 16 hours and sat in the car for an hour after we drove because we just like were baffled.
Baffled. And then the next day I started The Deal.
Real.
That's a good book hangover cure.
Right? I was like, yeah, I need something to take my mind off of this.
I need to get back
because
into
what the
reading.
fuck?
Yeah. Literally.
I'll have to go buy that one. I'll put that one on my next book order.
Let's see, I'm just waiting for my Barnes & Noble gift card to come in, and then I'm gonna...
That's gonna be
I
one
just
of my
placed
bridal
like
shower
a
gifts.
$200 order at Indigo because I got a birthday coupon and I bought 21 books. It was great.
Something incredible.
I gotta open the box.
Make sure you follow us on Instagram because I'm gonna drop a little summer TBR list
Yeah.
for all of you with these books.
Take it away, Kate.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. So this week was for the beach bags, the iced coffee, and the girls who love a plot twist on and off the field. Whether you're watching the finals or ignoring them while rereading The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, remember, you don't need to pick between sports and stories. This is your era of being informed and hot.
Make sure you're subscribed, follow us on Instagram for a full summer reading guide, and drop your book recommendations in the broadcast channel. We'll be back next week with more chaos, maybe with a good take, maybe with a breakdown over free agency. Either way, we will be bitching.
Heart hands.
As I just did a peace sign.